make it a better place. It'll take creation.
Hello, it's Libby from libbystamps.com. I'm here with another video tutorial for you today, and this one's called Poppin Butterflies. Now, it's been around for a while. I'm not sure who originated the idea, but it's a great little technique that you could show your customers and try yourself. I've just finished making 40 of these card fronts for the South Pacific Convention 2014 coming up next week in Melbourne. So I thought I'd share with you today just how to do this technique. So we'll start today. I'm going to use real red cardstock, and I've got my card base, and I'm just going to burnish the crease so that I've got a nice sharp crease. I'm using basic black, which I've already put snail on, so I'll just adhere that to the front of the card, and the measurements for these will come up during the video, so you won't need to worry about that. And the other items I'm using today are the labels framelits, and I'm using dies number 2 and 3 out of that set. I'm also using the Fresh Prints Designer Series paper stack, just a strip out of that for today. It's got lots of lovely designs in it and great for using card fronts. Alright, and the main item we're using is the Uniball Signo gel white pen. That's what we're using to make the butterflies pop with. Alright, so I'll just move the card front out of the way, and I'll bring the very front of the card in, because we're going to do some stamping on that. And I'm using Stays On jet black ink today, and of course the Stays On remover. My stamp today comes from the Papillon Papuri stamp set. Just love this stamp set. And for you I'm going to use as well. So I'll just ink up the stamp, and I'm going to stamp this one off on an angle, and then I'll just leave that for a moment, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I'm using the birthday wishes out of the For You set, and I need that to be really quite close to the edge. Alright, so that's that stamping done, and then we're going to adhere a piece of DSP to the white front, and the measurement, it's just 2.5 centimeters or an inch wide by 9 centimeters. And I'll just put some snail on that. So I'll just stick that on our card front, making sure I've got it the right ways. Alright, so that's our card front, and then I've cut the labels in the black and the white, so I'm just going to adhere the white label front to the black with sticky strip, and then I'm going to stamp on the white one with the butterfly in jet black Stays On. And then I need 2 more that I'm just going to stamp out of scraps that I have. And we're going to use the Elegant Butterfly Punch today. Alright, so that's all our stamping done. So now we're going to colour our butterflies with some real red, and we'll start with the one that we have mounted on the black card on the framelit, and I'm using real red classic Stampin' pad and a sponge. Now I found the trick with this was just to start in the center of the butterfly gently and work your way out and around. I realised it was going to make such a funny noise, and keep just swirling it around until you get the effect that you want. Alright, I've gone a bit overboard there. Alright, we're going to do the same on the other butterflies before we punch them out. I just found it easier to do it before you punched it. And you don't have to be terribly correct with your sponging. Alright, that's our sponging done, so we can put that to one side. Alright, now we need a bottom and a top butterfly. So for our top butterfly, we're going to colour in these pieces here, so with our white gel pen. So you don't have to be terribly accurate, but just follow the guides on the butterfly, and we're going to colour in the body bits as well. And the same on the other side of the wings, just to make them a bit symmetrical. And as I said, you don't have to be terribly accurate with your sponging or with your gel pen. Alright, then I'm going to turn around and we'll do the butterfly that's going to be placed on top of this one, and it's the body. So the bottom, sorry, so I'll colour these two bits in, and then just colour these little dashes that are already on the butterfly, you'll see. And I just added a couple of extra ones to go right up to the body. Alright, and so that's all we need our white gel pen for. Okay, we need our elegant butterfly punch, and we're just going to punch these two butterflies out with my snips. On the top one, we're just going to cut up the body to this first line. Hope you can see that there's a line there in the butterfly that you can cut up to. So we'll cut up to that on both sides of the body, and then you're just going to cut along that line to your first cut and snip it out. You don't need those bits then. Alright, now my cutting wasn't very good up the body, so I might just tidy this up a bit. And the bottom of his body. Alright, so they're the bits of your butterfly you need, and you don't need to punch anymore. Now, I don't know if you know this tip, but with your dimensionals, you can actually cut them in half and get more out of your dimensional, and you need to cut it in half anyway for the butterfly's body. So I'll just snip up here a bit, and then my trusty dental tool, because my paper piece seems to have gone walkabout. Just finished making 100 swaps for convention, so I think it's disappeared into the ether somewhere. Alright, so just some dimensionals on the bottom butterfly, and you can stick them on to your piece that you prepared on the framelits. So we're just going to adhere that like that. See how the white stands out nicely? And then on the wings we're just going to put some dimensionals on the bunnies. If you put a whole dimensional on those wings, it would hang over the edge, so that's why it's a good idea to cut them in half. And also when you're making 100 swaps, although I only made 40 of these, that's a lot of dimensionals to go through. So it's a good tip to remember when you're making a lot of something, because it really doesn't detract from what you're making. So we're just going to stick this butterfly on top. I'm just going to put some dimensionals on that, and maybe some little half ones on the top and bottom. Alright, take the backs off and put it on the front of our card. Alright, so we're just going to place it on the front of our card, sort of in the centre of the strip that you've put on. And there you have your card finished. So that's it for this week. Bye for now.
Try to draw outside the line. Let us see in